we are here today with Lila Metcalf, who is a fireball, and I'm excited to chat about this because everybody cool now is over their 50s, and life doesn't come to an end, it's just getting started. So I'm mid to upper 50s, and I am into everything we just talked about. What's going on? Why are we starting at our 50s now and having fun?
Well, firstly, I think people over 50 are actually talking about stuff. Okay. Where our prior generations, they just didn't. It didn't matter what you were dealing with or whatever, you just deal with it.
Okay.
Or you went to your doctor with this, that, and the other, and they're like, that's just life. That's getting old. Have fun. And that was it. That was your script. Go home. Have an apple.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation was. But I think we're all looking for more out of life.
Absolutely.
We're living longer. The technology's there, you know, the medicine's there, and so on. And truth be told, some of us are no longer married or with that or never had children or what. Our times are different. People are not staying married necessarily for 80 years or whatever the heck it was, right? So I think this is a fabulous time to be able to level up and be curious. And there's a lot more to do. And I'm so motivated to support women and have those conversations that our moms didn't have. Maybe about menopause, maybe about dating. I mean, look, some of us are just starting to date at 50 and we haven't dated for 40 years. Like, what does that look like?
Absolutely. I agree with you. I mean, from a male perspective, I know you're talking to a lot of the females out there over the age of 50. No longer have a wife, divorced, unfortunately, 5 years ago. Have a big 4,500 square foot home. It's just me. My daughter lives in Manhattan. My son's at ASU. So I'm buying into everything that you're talking about. But I think whether it's male or female, have fun. I go to Coronado Island, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, back to Minnesota, where I'm from. I'm a farm boy from Minnesota. Whatever you do, do it and go have fun, right? If you're free, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally free, financially free, do whatever you want.
Yeah, and also it is one of those things where my 26-year-old daughter goes, Mom, you're all about fun after 50. And I'm so about that. Like by nature, I'm very inquisitive. I'm curious. And that's about wellness, wealth. I mean, right now I'm taking classes to learn more about finances because quite frankly, 50 hit, I got divorced and I came away with nothing. Oh, no. So a lot of people are starting from scratch, and we weren't educated about that previously. Maybe our spouse handled that. Maybe we just didn't learn it in school, whatever the case is. I mean, we don't have to stop learning, growing, and having an open mind to things. So I'm also like, oh, there's this workout class. Never heard of this. I'm not athletic at all. But it was a really great time. I'm like, we're going to go.
And you tried it and you
I
liked
did. It was called P-Volve, and it happened to be on a rooftop of some hotel. I'm like, that sounds fun. So just being willing to try new things too, I think creates a different level of mindfulness that we may not have experienced in our younger years. Because we were raising kids. Or we were married. Or we were working.
We had 17 things on our platter. Football, basketball, baseball, dance. We came last.
I know.
Right?
Guess what? We can come first.
Now we are first. Now. I like it. So what's the playbook? Do you have a playbook?
I don't really have a playbook, but I do really look at a few things. Like for me, I love to research things. I love to research products, and I'll just use women, actually men too, by the way. So anybody over 50, like someone will say, what's the best thing you could do to make a difference on your skin or whatever it is. I love researching ingredients, good stuff, whatever, anything to empower and elevate someone to feel good about themselves. Because we just don't know these things. And I don't know, sometimes I'm dating myself right now. I feel like I'm the Julie McCoy of the cruise ship. What was it called? The Love Boat?
Love Boat.
I'm dating myself, but you know what? This is a conversation for over 50, so people should know that. But I'm kind of the cruise director. I'm kind of the walking yellow pages. And I want to be in the conversation with anyone. And by the way, speaking of men, I have a very dear friend from high school, guy friend, and we're like 2 days apart in birthdays in our class, right? He was getting divorced. We were both going through divorces in our 50s. And I remember looking at his outfit. I was like, and you're not going to get any dates. So I took him shopping. And it's not like I know it all and I'm your fashion expert, but sometimes it just
from a female perspective to look at a guy who he's been married for the last 30 years.
His wife's been buying his clothes for 30 years, right? I mean, it's like,
and she didn't care about him anymore. No. Can I say that on mic or not?
Yes. Right? It's like, oh my God, you cannot wear those. They're from 1990. But it's just the littlest things, the littlest things to help someone feel good about themselves. We don't have to spend a lot of money. And that's the other thing. I love to find really fun things to do, and I will enroll anybody I can in that conversation. Wow. And it doesn't always have to cost a lot of money. I went and painted with wine the other day in the middle of Biltmore, or a free mat yoga class. Just being out there. I'm just seeing a lot of my own friends, girls and men and women too, kind of getting to this age and then locking themselves in at home. And they're not leaving the house. They're not like...
That's sad.
And I was doing it too. I will say I was doing it. For the last 2 years, I was kind of hibernating more. I think some of us, like me, may have not gotten out of the COVID phase of working in your pajamas. And I noticed one day, I'm like, wow... At first, I thought, this is so cool, Lila. You can finally chill out.
Have
because
some
I'm
peace.
very...
Kids are off to school. Everything is peace and quiet. It's you and the puppy, right?
But it was a little bit more than that. I'm like, this is too... I'm getting too complacent. Comfortable's great. Complacent's not okay.
Good point. I hope a lot of people watch this, and I hope you're going to post this on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
It'll be all over my TikTok and everything else. Because this is only the beginning of the conversation, and I get that you're a man, but, a lot of women are not talking about the things that are happening with our bodies. And I will tell you, they're not all of them are pleasant. But the problem is we're starting to feel worse and worse about ourselves, thinking we're the only ones struggling with sweating in the middle of the night, or the armpit stinks one day, or whatever you're not the only one, but nobody's talking about it, so we feel like there's something wrong with us. And I want to get women out of that conversation.
No, it's, and you find out about these things, nobody tells you about them ahead of time. There's not really a playbook out there. So we have poker nights out at my house. I've invited Elisa out, and everybody talks about everything. And this is where you find out about this. And the gals we're playing poker, or, we'll have a big pool party at the house, and they'll talk about, night sweats and everything going through. And like, oh, it sounds terrible. Like, guys don't have to go through anything like that.
But this is the beauty of doing that social life. Because remember, we did all that when we were younger, in high school and college. We all congregated together and we talked about everything. Then we went into life where there seemed to be this defined line of what you can and can't talk about. And a lot of that came from our prior generation's experience. My mom and a lot of moms in our age, if there was anything female wrong, they just yanked it all out. So they had nothing to... They were done with that in 30 and couldn't explain to us what happens at 50 because they didn't experience that then. So even some really amazing, top-notch female OBGYN doctors are trying to change the laws out there about what is covered for women at our age. And it's interesting, and we're going to be graphic real quick, but your Viagra gets covered by insurance. And anything to support us is not. Like, that's a big, big messed up situation. So, you didn't see that coming.
I did not see that coming. I support it. I'm going to get right behind it, whatever we're getting behind here. So, all right.
I just made this guy red, if you can't see it.
It's hard to embarrass me. You did it. That's a good job.
And by the way, I need to be invited to poker night.
Poker night, you're in.
Okay.
I think there's so many little nuances, right? You find when, there's people that pass away. So there's widows and all kinds of stuff, divorce, all kinds of situations where you find yourself in a spot like, wow, I didn't think I'd ever be here, but I'm here. In little nuances. Just recently, I'm Irish. St. Patrick's Day comes along. My middle name's Patrick. And I didn't have anything going for St. Patrick's Day because I was out of town and I was busy and doing all this kind of stuff. And so I called another Irish buddy of mine I live out in Ahwatukee. He moved up to Scottsdale. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm not doing anything. Nikki T doesn't." 3 Irish guys, and we have no plans for St. Patrick's Day.
That is very sad.
Thanks. Appreciate that. It was very sad. I said, we got to go do something. I said, but I'll drive up to Scottsdale. Let's go grab a bite to eat. Let's go have fun. He said, what do you want to do? And he had drank a lot for a lot of years, and he stopped. So I said, well, we're not going to go drink, and I'm not going to drink and drive. So let's just go to Old Town Scottsdale, rent one of those really nice golf carts, and let's just drive around and watch drunk people come and go out of the bars, and let's go hit some piano bars and karaoke. It was a blast, hilarious. We had a beautiful meal up at the Valley Ho. Oh. So I think part of it is mindset, right? Yeah, mindset.
Absolutely.
And in my head, I'm like, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Just sit at home and chill and watch a football game like every other person that just doesn't have any plans. Just deal with it, right? Get over it, right?
But you're brave, James, and not... especially with men, not a lot of men would take the liberty of creating something. It's just not by nature what they would do. Women tend to be more social and will create something like that. I'm like, I just see things and fun things. I'm like, who wants to join? I'm like, there's my text group. But, and it's really great. You spoke of, things changing. I have a very best friend. She unexpectedly lost the love of her life, husband of 30 years. Her life went from one space to a whole nother space. Now, she's blessed with a huge social community. She's not lacking of things to do necessarily, but she's trying to maneuver, how does life look now this way? Same thing. I did not expect to be to get married, to be divorced either.
Nobody does. And nobody walks down the aisle expecting
I was growing old with a picket. I mean, I'm like, and I will say a lot of my now going on 30 years married friends are a lot more stay in my house with PJs on. So there is a little bit of, but even the married women that I know they're like, you know what, I need to get out and do something. So I think it's a mix of a lot of things. And I just want to keep that conversation going, that anything and everything is possible. And my biggest thing this year is I want to learn and grow, but my mantra is be curious. So I want to learn more about finance. I'm curious. I want to take an AI course.
Absolutely.
I might want to learn how to speak French. Like, there's no reason you can't, right?
But you chose to live and enjoy. And I think that's a big thing. I call this the moment of truth. You decided to, hey, this, pardon my French, this sucks. I didn't see myself in this spot.
That's not even French.
Right?
But
It's not even
I'm
French.
Just kidding.
But I've talked to people about that. Nobody gets married, walks down the aisle, has everybody, all their friends and family there thinking, all right, this is going to end really badly someday. And I'm going to be alone, and I'm going to have kids, and this is going to suck, and whatever. Nobody thinks that. But unfortunately, what is it, like 60% of marriages end in divorce? That's a lot, right? 1 billion people get married, 600 million get divorced. So it's your mindset. So how are you helping others kick off this process and change what my mentor used to call a paradigm to a paradigm change,
that's a great point.
Right? Change it from your paradigm where you're stuck to a paradigm change. And just get out there and do it. Is it with friends, family, just taking a baby step?
I do really do a lot. And I've always been this way. But my conversations, I hope to expand this conversation outside of just my immediate friend group. But they're all my guinea pigs. And they're all used to me being this. Just the other day, I texted 20 friends and I said, who wants to go to a 5-course themed dinner with 5 drinks, cocktail signature drinks. I'm like, and it happens to be at the Scottsdale Resort and Spa at the La Fogata. Hello, and it's only $90. Okay, whoever's not signing up's got a problem here. So, of course, that's my way to motivate people.
Well, you should do this and put it out there. I know they're telling us to wrap things up.
Yeah, we do have to do that.
But what's the best way? Somebody's seeing this podcast, and again, hopefully you post it everywhere and tag people, and we all post it everywhere. What's the best way to reach you or get on your bandwagon?
I think at this point, let's get on and connect on social. They can find me on Instagram. At Lifestyle by Lila.
At Lifestyle by Lila. Lila.
Yes, very good. Lifestyle by Lila on Instagram. I'm on TikTok at Lifestyle by Lila, I think also. And
Lifestyle by Lila, Lila.
Yep.
And get a whole tribe going.
I would love to have this conversation continue to trickle and have people think this is what I say is a modern age. It's not middle age. It's not old age. It's not, let's forget that conversation. It's called modern age. And we're starting to live a whole new opportunity. That's the way we want to.
You have to write a book.
Oh, thank you.
Have to. And I know 5, 6 different people that are very, very good at doing that. You have to write a book. And it doesn't have to be an encyclopedia, but Lila's Playbook to Happiness in the Middle, whatever you decide to title
James,
it, right?
I'm going to be your BFF. Actually, you're going to be my BFF because I know that this conversation can make such a difference for people.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't have to be that difficult.
It can be fun.
Yeah.
Not only does it not have to be down here, go have fun. Do what you want to do.
Exactly.
I'm the fifth wheel and seventh wheel and third wheel a lot. And people say, don't
so you get it.
I love it. I have fun. Well, don't you want to be dating? Kinda. Like, maybe.
It'll happen.
Like, I need to take some time before I have new management.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just going to, like, be happy and just, no, I'm kidding. These are jokes.
I actually like that. Have new management. That is really the great way to look at it. It's like a business. At this point, I do feel that if I were to ever get married, it has to make business sense. I mean, I know that sounds... there's got to be a lot more to that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Obviously, there has to be emotional, physical, spiritual, the whole 9 yards. But it still has to make business sense because we're all really, really great the way we are already.
Yeah,
so something has to be a value add.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. Write a book soon.
Yay.
And hand them out everywhere.
Oh, you're so great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.